Hello, I'm Cecilia Louie of Paper Zen. In this video, I'll be showing you how to outline the lowercase letter T. I already have my strip ready and folded. And just to remind you, when you are folding along the score lines of my book, Quilling Lowercase Letters, just remember to make sure that you fold and keep these edges lined up as you crimp here so that you get a 90-degree fold. You don't want to fold off from each other sort of like that, because it's going to make your job a little bit easier when you glue it to your surface that they're all straight. So I've already followed along the score lines and I've got the main outline going. So let's get to tackling this curve here and this curve here. So as you can see, the letter is mostly straight here and then it starts to curve there. So if you put your strip close to that corner and then grab it right about here so that you kind of tell yourself this is the part that you want to curve, not here, which you're going to protect. I'm going to be curling it with a crochet hook, and you can do this with a regular needle too, but I prefer the larger circumference of a crochet hook. So I'm just going to gently soften right around here. And just keep in mind, we want to keep this part straight. And what I do is I put it back down and test how far did that come to meeting that curve. And I see I need a bit more curve there. So what I'm going to do is pick it up and actually just rub it against my finger like this. And as you can see, the rubbing indents the curve in there more significantly. And actually I like it when it's doing this, which is a bit too much curve, because actually it's super easy to just uncurve it just a little. It's kind of like my hair. It's a lot easier to straighten it after I've curled it because it's just naturally straight. So as you can see, it's close enough. And when it comes time to gluing it to my work surface, it'll be easy to kind of guide it along those, your indentations. If you don't know how to transfer your letter to your work surface, you can watch some of my earlier videos where I show that in greater detail. Okay, so let's start on this curve. So again, I'm just going to protect this portion here because I want that to stay straight. So I'm just going to gently soften the curve into that strip here, and let's just re-accent that corner again. So, oh, well, actually that kind of came together mostly on its own. So it's just mainly this tail here. So I'm just going to soften a little bit more. And I think we're okay. It's a little bit off, but again, I think I can guide that when I go to glue. Okay, so let's start gluing. Okay, so before I start to actually glue my letter down, I'm just going to study the letter. And even though there's no inside shape, this shape here kind of tucks inward. So I'm going to tackle this portion first. So I'm just going to start with this straight edge here. I'm just going to strategically dip that tail end into the glue and set that into place. Okay, so before I have any glue on the next segment, I'm just going to check the placement. And I think I'm okay with how that all looks. And if there's anything that you want to adjust, now's the time before you have glue on the strip. Okay, so now I'm going to tackle this part and this part. And I feel confident in tackling 2 segments at a time because they're both straight, they're both quite short, So I'm pretty comfortable with that, but if you want to just do one at a time, you go right ahead. Again, I'm just going to tackle this part and this part at the same time. And I'm just going to check the placement of everything before I have any glue on it. So I'm just trying to strategically dip my glue because I don't want to get glue in the areas where I don't want to get glue just yet, because I don't want it to accidentally transfer to my work surface. So again, I'm just checking to make sure I like how things are lining up. And in this case, I think I'm just going to tackle all 3 segments at one time. So just do whatever you feel comfortable with. You don't need to follow me to the letter. That has new meaning now, doesn't it? Okay, so this part here, I know I want to make it straight. So I'm just going to tuck some glue on the straight area. And what this is going to do is just give me some control. In guiding the rest of the strip. Because sometimes when you know a predetermined fact, like this part is straight, I just want to settle that in stone and I don't have to worry about it again. And same goes with this corner. I know I want this corner to meet up right there, not here, not here. So I'm just going to bring this stiff card in here and place it right along that diagonal line. And I'm using removable tape here. And that's just going to, you know, hold it in place without tearing my paper when I remove it. So because I know this is a predetermined fact and this part has yet to be determined, what I'm going to do is glue this end first. And doesn't that just take all the stress out of it? You know that that corner is going to finish up really nicely. So this card has served its purpose. I'm going to take it out of the way. And now we just have this last curve to deal with. And from the side, I can see here that, you know, I have enough clearance to slip this card underneath. It's a thin card I'm using. And to dip where there is no glue yet. And then set it back down on the curve. So now we know we have a sharp corner here and an easily managed curve. No having to stress out about it at all. So to finish off that corner, I'm just going to take up a little bit of glue and push the edge away from each other, run the glue up along the side, and just press those 2 corners together so you have a nice sharp join. And that's how you make the lowercase letter T. Don't forget to visit my blog to download your free template to give it a try. As for how to fill in the letters, please watch my previous videos for a variety of ideas. I want to keep improving my tutorials, so would you let me know what tip was new for you in the comments below, or what technique you enjoyed learning about most? If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it 2 thumbs up. Thanks and see you next time.